What do you think about the whole Matthew Johns scandal?
I think it's a bit of a disgrace. He's been given a pretty hard time by the media. He didn't really do that much wrong.
He is a massive icon in Australian sport, and what has come out has had a huge effect on the football sport. But your heart still has to go out for that girl. Like, if it's true, that is something that can affect you for the rest of your life. But if it's not, it's something that affects him, affects the sport, affects his family, affects everybody he knows.
Well, I just don't think there's enough information out there to really make judgment yet. And Joey John said that himself. Matty John said that himself as well. That there's still a lot more information that needs to come out.
Well, I agree with that. There's probably not enough information there, but in saying that, just about the whole situation, footy players need to have a lot more responsibility than what they've shown, like with drinking and that. They're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, and these women really need to wake up and stop putting these guys on pedestals.
There's always that draw to people that are known and heard and seen, and of course any girl's going to notice some guy that gets paid to play sport for a living. But I don't think it should matter. But yeah, you could say that you're drawn to them. They get your attention in some way, so of course you are.
I feel like every sports star that's had a indiscretion, Matthew Johns has taken the fall for it, for anything that's happened in the last 20 years of sport. But it wasn't right what he did. But there was also 12 other blokes in there that, were doing the same thing as him. So, I just don't understand why he's caught the brunt of it.
Yeah, I think I got confused because this all happened 7 or 8 years ago, and why it was brought back up now and why she didn't make a big deal about it back then when it was actually in the press and she was in the press and they were all in the press. But why she's made it such a big deal now after so many other controversies earlier on this year, that when it's just gotten a bit quiet, she's brought it back up again. So yeah, really got shocked by that and was like, he's just copped it big time.
I'm Tim Barrow, I'm a rugby league reporter for the Illawarra Mercury newspaper. It's another huge body blow to the image of rugby league. Rugby league's copped its fair share of knocks in the last few years with several scandals involving women, and this case is Matthew Johns, who's obviously a very high profile ex-player and now media personality, and he's a very likeable character within rugby league. But this is a bigger whole of game issue, and it's more about the culture of attitudes towards women and also the image of the game. And certainly a big wake-up call for everyone involved in rugby league that there needs to be a huge cultural shift in cleaning up their act and how they involve themselves with women in the game, and how they behave themselves when they're at social functions or on their own time.
Do you think that sports people are generally given a bit of a hard time by the media?
I think sports people have to accept, especially in the Australian community, that they are role models, and that they do have responsibility. So I don't think they're always given a hard time. They have to act properly because they have a position of respect in the community. But I think Matthew Johns in this case was treated harshly by the media.
I don't know if it's a hard time or if it's something that they actually have to learn how to deal with. They're put in this limelight. When you sign up to play professional sport, these little kids' idols you're seeing every day in the media. It's like being a celebrity. You have to realise that there's going to be stories made up, there's going to be gossip spread, and it's just kind of life. It's not that it's fair and it's not that it's unfair, but it's going to happen.
They're going to get harassed, and they've got to understand what's right and wrong. And there's things that if you're not a star you can do, but you can get away with. But these people, their lives, they're sort of just there's just things they just can't do anymore. So but that's their responsibility. And the problem is that sports stars nowadays, first grade NRL stars are 17, 18, and they're still teenagers, and they've got all this responsibility put on them that guys that 30 sometimes wouldn't even be able to handle. So you're almost taking away these guys their teenage years for big contracts and stuff, and it seems great. But then when stuff like this happens, which it happens a lot, people take advantage of them, and they have to suffer these major consequences. So, and in the end, a sports star, it's their job. They get paid to play football, and the media sometimes can ruin their career.